This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at the northern coast. Map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and as of the 1.0 release, map is available for PC only. Map is by GreenBale, who also did Greenwich Valley. And I have to say, for being what looks like his second map to come to Giants overall, this is a pretty nice looking map. Go ahead and jump on in and start taking a look at it. We are going to pick the normal mods that we use during our map videos. And in addition to that, we are also going to activate Place Anywhere. And you'll see why here in a moment. Checking. Now, let me read the description while this map is loading up. It says, "Welcome to the coast of Northern Ireland. Map is completely fictional, but has a lot of realistic places, shops, and features. All the farms have custom sheds made by GreenBale himself. All of the roads and lanes have been made in Blender. Basically, look more like the Northern Irish look. Main features are custom farms and sell points, multi-terrain angle, and the Manure add-on support. Map does support seasons, does have the seasons mask, and in fact, read a post over on his Facebook that basically says he's changed how trees look in seasons, so they don't subtly change color through the seasons. Apparently, they just flip at midnight to the different textures, but he feels that he prefers that more because it allows him to have more vibrant colors when they do change. Now, when we load up the map here, we load up in a kind of an interesting spot. Load up here, looking at this culvert and this creek that's running through it. Goes here, we can see the creek continues on that side of the hedge also, but really there's nothing around. Take a look at the map. Where we are, we're way over here. I'm not really sure why we're starting way over here as our career start point, because our starting farm is over here at field 41. Start with the cheap land and field 28. There is also a cow farm here. Field 37 is included for $612,000. My lands, that checked me up a little bit. Cheap farm is just $344,000. And then there is a large industrial chicken operation up here, $387,000. Also get the biogas plant for $343,000. And then if you click out here on the outside, you could basically get all of the out of bounds for $0, should you so wish. You want to landscape right up to the road or other areas that typically aren't going to allow you to do landscape. Like if you want to make this your farmhouse, for example, you can. Because what you may notice is there isn't a sleep trigger on the map. So that's fine. I kind of like the idea. If you don't have sellable sleep triggers, or you don't have a sleep trigger at every obvious farm location, that should also be sellable. Quite frankly, sleep trigger, if it's built into the map, it should be sellable. Or don't put any in, because there's plenty of mods out there where players can put their own sleep triggers in. Let's go ahead and just tab over here to a piece of machinery at starting sheep farm. You want to take a look. We do have all of our standard crops that are available here on Farm Sim 19, and we have two main sell points, Coastal Exports and United Grain. For the bulk of our crops, you also have a sell point, wool drop-off for cotton and wool. We have two sell points for eggs, one sell point for milk, sell points for cotton sugarcane. Did you so wish to do that? We have sell point for wood chips, and if you don't own the biogas plant, we do have a way of selling silage, hay, straw, and grass. Bale's sell point will also take our pellets. So wish to make those and sell those. Do not start with any animals at the start. We start with a modest list of starting equipment. Nothing huge. A modest list. Nothing is leased. It is all owned at the beginning. And we do have contracts available on the map. Have some baling contracts. It's been a little surprised. Some of these English maps that have a lot of grassland don't seem to come with grass contracts. A little bit disappointing in that. Go ahead and take a look at our starting equipment. Start out with the Fendt Favorite 511C and the John Deere 6135M. Tractors range in horsepower from 115 to 142. We've got the New Holland TX32 grain or harvester, TX32 grain header. We have the FarmTech TDK 1600 trailer and the Strataman SEK 802 trailer. Rao Polymag 300 cultivator, the D830 seeder, the Kuhn fertilize sprayer, Kuhn side mower, header, and then a Pottinger windrower. We have the New Holland round baler, and then we have the front loader arms for the John Deere, as well as a bucket and bale spike and header trailer. Then we have placeable farm silo, basically, or farm silo old grain and farm silo main yard. So 2 placeable silos and 2 placeable power washers. Now, let's start talking about other placeables. So all of the animal pens you saw are embedded in the map. We can't sell them. They're there. Basically, if you want to put more down, well, obviously you can. Also have under miscellaneous a placeable workshop trigger with the map. While we can sell those custom silos that are in our garage, here and here, 500,000 liters capacity, cannot buy them back. Be aware, if you sell that, you can't buy it back. You're going to have to place your own silo. Decoration, we have a placeable hedge, placeable fence gate, placeable gate, and a placeable fence. I have to say, with the placeable gate, I like that we've got an arrow demonstrating the swing. Honestly, I don't place stuff very often, so I don't know if this is standard with placeable gates that you see the arrow. I don't think it is. And I like this, that we see the arrow showing you the swing. If it is standard, then I stand corrected. But if it's not standard, then I think this is a great idea, and it should be standard. Have the fence end. Sheds, we have 3 placeable sheds that are included with the map. Large storage shed yard. It's 2 buildings, a concrete pad, and some fencing. Have the large storage yard for straw harvest, a little bit cheaper. Basically, one building, this building's been removed. And then we have just a storage shed by itself. Remember, we're going to demonstrate the placement of all of these and why I think this one stands out, storage yard for straw harvest. Just so happens to work that this building right here perfectly in this spot. So I think that's a pretty cool idea. Basically have a storage yard, and for people specifically wanting to do straw harvest, and plop this pelletizer right in there, and for the most part, it looks like it fits. It does look like we've got an older building here and a brand new industrial building. Visually, it looks a little weird, but it fits, and it's better than a lot of folks. It gives a little thought. We also have a placeable sleep trigger. Thank goodness we can place this sleep trigger wherever we want. This house here is kind of the obvious choice with the sheep farm, though it is on unowned land at the moment. I'm going to put it right here and just see what it looks like. Item allowed per farm. Did. Oh, you better know where you put it, because there's no indication. So that would be, and it'd be nice if we had some sort of indication of where that was. At least you can jump to it and see it that way. All right, so let's take a look here at the sheep farm. We do have what feels like custom lighting on the map because it is kind of dark in here. Got some machinery in this shed. Lights on our buildings. Here we have the farm silo. One of the two farm silos. We have our dump point and our fill point. And I guess everything is stored underground. Maintenance trigger for this sheep farm. Got the rest of our tractors and equipment. Feeder and cultivator. Over here we have our sheep pen. This particular area holds 500 sheep. In fact, all of the animal areas on this map are figured for 500 animals. We have our food trough here in the bale ring. Then our water trigger is right here. This is supposed to be our water trough. We activate the animal pen extension so we can see the water valves here. Helps us identify, one, where the water trigger is, and two, we can see if the map includes custom support for this mod or not. The map does not have custom support, but that doesn't mean we can't use of it anyway. And position it however we want, right? And then we have our wool trigger right here. And that, guys, is pretty much the sheep farm. Pretty basic. On here, we have the road out. And road out of the sheep farm. Street. And like I said, the kind of obvious farmhouse for the sheep farm right down the road here. House 41. It is not part of the owned land of the sheep farm. It is part of the out of bounds land that you can get for free. We're going to go ahead and get set up for the fly around. Do the fly around, go to the shop, and then do our traditional drive around of the map. So, as you can see from the map, take a look at the lands. So, one thing is the actual playable area of the map is inside the full 2x2 grid. So, the map is slightly smaller than a standard size map, which does, though, mean that we do have the ability to kind of have that out of bounds distance scenery. Map has a feel for it visually, going well beyond playable area. Also, are going to need to take a look. We've got some utility lines crossing the fields. I want to see if those have collisions on them or not. Do indeed. Be aware you're going to have to drive around those, or if you hire help, hired help will basically have to navigate around those. As we come up here to the coast, I have to say this is one of the most appealing visual aspects of the map, is going to be this coastal town. Down here at street level. Fly through here. Got the coastal waters, and he's put what looks like wave breaks in there. They're animated. That looks really nice. Welcome to Ballyrock. That. See those waves crashing across the ocean as the ocean comes up to shore. Residential area there. Now, one of the reasons why I think this map currently is not available for console is right there in front of us. Coca-Cola banners. Got some other banners. This Guinness sign. Surely not make it for console. So, if this is going to be console allowed, some of these brandings are probably going to have to find their way out of the map. Sizzling sausage. This is the egg sell point. Our Coca-Cola sign. Oh, what on earth happened here? I stole the truck. Car. Left the wheels. How? No wonder these shops are closed up. High crime neighborhood. Another Guinness sign. We've got some more Coca-Cola signs scattered down here, but this is really a wonderful, wonderful coastal street. And then there are some sell points around the back. We're going to take a closer look at those as we progress in our drive around. Head up in this general direction. We're going to basically make our way up to the, I call the large industrial chicken farm. This particular chicken farm has 2 hen houses, 500 chicken capacity each. So you can operate a 1,000 head chicken farm if you wanted. Quite the operation. Got 500 chickens there. Chickens there. We have the food trigger for this barn, 1 and 2. The food trigger for this barn, 3 and 4. I have to say, I'm not quite sure where the eggs are going to spawn. I didn't buy a bunch of chickens and fast forward to see where they would pop in at, but I mean, only so many spots they could pop in at. What I'm looking for now is I'm looking for chickens to see if they roam around this grass area. Yep, there's a chicken. I want to kind of see if this area here was visually used for animated chickens or if they were just locked up in the building all the time. Seeing the chickens over here kick in. At any rate, that is kind of the large industrial chicken farm. Complete with what looks like a guardhouse. Gosh. Chickens that profitable? Over here we've got an interesting old building. Have an old storage yard. Kind of removed from the chicken farm. It is its own viable property. So it is. This is included with the chicken farm. Then right adjacent here is another viable pasture, viable meadow. make our way over to the cow farm. But before we do that, I want to stop here. This pasture is fairly flat, and I saw a video on GreenBale's Facebook. Really looked like he was building out area. What is over? Oh, that's a car. Not. No, it's a tractor. It's supposed to be a tractor, like working a field. Holy cow, we're way outside the player bounds, by the way. But that is so cool. Talked about that before. Being able to see, like, AI tractors, like, working a field. Either, you know, AI fields or just out of bounds fields. Basically, I saw something over there moving. Like, what is that? There might be another one way off there in the distance, too. That is a cool little feature. Alright. So, what I was saying is I was watching GreenBale's video about his placeable yards. Looked like he was placing it here. He maybe was... I don't really know. So, let's talk about these placeable sheds. Put down the storage yard. And he suggests making sure that you have Place Anywhere enabled when you put these down. I tried to put these down without Place Anywhere, and it just would red the whole time. Alright, so, you know, this is kind of the standalone storage building. Okay. Then we have this one with the two buildings. Kind of build out your own placeable storage yard wherever you want. And then this one is basically this area without that second building, right? Then it also flattens out this area around it. And what I think is really cool is this building. If I can do it right, I did it. Worked perfect when I was trying this before I was recording. Boom. Okay. And it basically fits perfectly. Better at placing things between this opening. Right? And now you basically have a storage yard with the bale or the pellet area already within this pre-flattened area. I thought that was a pretty cool idea, pretty cool concept, cool thing to implement. Oh, and we have road leading up to the cow farm. House, and it doesn't have a sleep trigger. You have to put your own sleep trigger down. Have the second silo, replace silo, and you can sell those. Can't buy them back. Sell that for any reason. Then you'll have to put down your own silo. Have our food trough for our cows. Delivery trigger. Water trough. Again, this area holds 500 cattle. Big old meadow here. Though I think 500 cows would probably eat through this grass pretty darn quick with season's graze support. Trigger. Have our milk trigger here. Then we have 2 large silage bunkers for our cows. Triggers pop up there. Say that is a milk trigger. I don't really know for sure. I did not pop this into Giant's editor to see where that was. I'm just kind of guessing on that. But does appear to be missing is the slurry trigger. Really seeing that. This is going to be your straw food area. Not seeing anything obvious indicating slurry. Cows definitely produce slurry and manure. Sure, you probably have to muck out, I'm guessing. Yeah, let me know in the comments where the slurry point might be. Oh, how about the manure? Let me know in the comments where the slurry point might be, because I'm just not seeing it. Just blind. Blind! Head on back to the shop. And then we'll do our drive around. We'll take a look at the sell points. 2 collections of sell points down here by the coast. Northwest section of the map. Really nice terrain elevation changes. Inland from the coast. Here we have our vehicle shop and our repair customize triggers. Vehicle spawn point over here. Fairly large shop area for equipment to spawn in at. Do a little driving here down through the coastal road. Once again, kind of get that experience. I have to say, this is, for me, one of the really nice artistic highlights of this map. See this main drag here. various shops. So there's a whole lot of shops that are for sale, and quite frankly, I can see why. I mean, someone just completely stole his vehicle, left the wheels. Definitely see why all these people are closing up shop. This road here, we're going to go by the fuel trigger, fuel 5 point. Really nice houses along that street, and then there's a cul-de-sac neighborhood further on. We've got these really nice manor homes, a lot like the home that's up by the cow farm. And here we have our animal buy point. We'll say in a future update, I hope he fixes this. But if you try to jump to several of these hotspots, you're going to find yourself under the ground. This animal dealer was one of those locations. Down here to Dale Farm. It's going to be a buy point for milk and eggs. We have a bulk buy point for lime and one of our 2 grain sell points. Unlike a traditional grate, dump in our product, dump our product here on the ground at actually both of our sell points. Changes in elevation, everything. We've got the lime trigger over here with the Rob Lou signs. Really is this area right here doesn't pertain at all with respect to, you know, Farm Sim's functionality of the map, but it really does give the coastal town feel. Got this residential area with cul-de-sacs on either end. Really great details on an area that probably 90% of the players would never go down this road. Yeah, you could have one of these areas could be your sleep trigger. Really nice detailing through here. Figured it'd be a shame if we didn't drive in there and show it off a little bit. Concrete's been busted up. Someone had to put in a new pipe underground, a new conduit, something. We don't have perfect roads. Roads have been patched, had holes in them. Make our way up to the northeast part of the map. Like seeing the utility lines coming across the fields. Really nice details. Nice elevation changes. Again, we can see back across the coast. Cow farm right there to our left. Pig farm. Or beyond that to our right. Then we're coming up to the biogas plant. Sheep farm. Old school sheep farm. Just the buildings that we put down in this one meadow. Chicken farm would be to our left. And we're making our way over here to the biogas plant. Other grain sell point. Go over here to the biogas plant area first. Digester, our digestate, and our two silage bunkers. I will say that I think one of them has a problem. So I like to show the F1 menu, and I like to walk in, see the pop-up there to see the trigger. We do have, with the left bunker, go over here to the right bunker, nothing. Walk in it, we don't get anything. Now, visually, we look at the triggers here, F5, see the side, we can see the collision walls on the bunkers, and we can see the trigger box, okay, for that one. You can see the trigger box for this one, but nothing ever comes up. A little concerned that this bunker here doesn't work as of this release. Be wary if you're putting product in there, it might not function the way you're thinking. May never get the cover. May never see the information about it acting. Then around the back here, Coastal Exports is our second grain sell point. Have a bulk lime point again. We have the bale sell point. Have our log sell point and our wood chip sell point. And guys, that is it. That is the northern coast. Now, in the comments, what do you think of the northern coast? It's got a lot of potential. A few little quirks that probably should be ironed out in the next release. Next release is going to include consoles. I suspect some of those advertising signs down at the coastal town probably need to go away. But yeah, pretty nice little map. Till next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.